Hey everybody, it's Ruben Lowen. I'm here in Cypress, Texas. Um, About to get on the phone and try to set some appointments for this week. And I know it's Memorial Day weekend. Don't know how many people I'll catch home, but that's what I'm trying to do. I Yesterday at the overview, the presentation, the guy that was making the presentation, he said he really did a good job. And one of the things he said that made me think was that people they watch a new financial shows, and they're looking at podcasts and videos and reading articles on the internet, and going to their friends that they think they're smart about money to get their advice. And it made me think of my dad loved money. I remember my first money memory ever was my first two money memories. My dad was my mom was in the hospital. I remember being worried she had cancer, but it was like some sort of female problem she had. And I was staying with my grandma. And Dad comes in with a brand new pair of bib overalls, sits me on his lap, pulls out a wad of bills this big around, waves in front of my face, said, "Smell that? Don't ever forget that smell." And to this day, I can recognize the smell of money. But I thought, Mom doesn't know he has this much money. And then we were about a year later, Dad and I were watching the Jackie Gleason show, and a little black and white TV we had. And the June Taylor dancers are kicking the legs up, and I'm like 4, and I go, "Dad, where do you get all those pretty ladies?" And my dad said he paid for them, and I ran to my room, grabbed my piggy bank, and jumped in his lap, and he counted out $11.22, and I remember, I still remember how much it was to this day. I go, "Is that enough to buy a pretty lady?" And my dad said, "Almost." And Dad, Mom and him got divorced when I was 7, and I didn't see him again until I was 18. It took a long time for us to establish a relationship. And then when we finally did, I started, I let him know that I admire that, he was smart about money and did go into debt. And he goes, "Well, there's good debt and there's bad debt. Bad debt is like a credit card, the interest rate's so high and the payment's so low, you never pay it off. Good debt is, if I want to buy a piece of equipment like a tractor or a combine, I have to make a decision. Is it smarter to work and save to buy that piece of equipment cash, or inflation? You're just going to keep it this far out of my reach. If that was the case, he'd finance that piece of equipment, put it to work to make more money to pay that loan off faster." He said, "You got to think of yourself as being in the egg business, and your money's your chickens. You don't want to eat your chickens." And then, right, Dad always had, he never made more than $30,000 in a year, and he was disabled. He had his right arm cut off in a accident, slipped on some ice, grinding grain, and fell into the auger and cut his right arm off at the elbow. And he used to make extra money driving tractor, and he had $80,000 in the bank. But right before he died, he fixed up the farm. Built some barns and got some new equipment, and then he got H1N1, and that took him. And he had a will written on a 3x5 card by hand in his gun safe, and leaving the farm, the 160 acres, to my 2 sisters. And they accepted it. They had to sell his bull to pay for probate. And one sister was in the Coast Guard, and she got 80 acres, and the other sister got the other 80 acres with the house and the barn on it. And then her husband was screwing around on her and left her for another woman, and she was bipolar, had some suicidal tendencies because of it. Invited some friends to spend the night to keep an eye on her. They went to get dog food in the morning. They came back, and she shot herself. And because it's a community property state, and the property was not in a trust, that guy got the property, sold it right away, and moved into a new house with him and his new girlfriend. Okay, so as sharp as my dad was about money, um, all that happened, and that didn't have to. You know, ideally, that property should have been in a trust, and my sister should have been beneficiaries, and there should have been, you know, instructions on how he wanted the property um, allocated to his heirs, and being in the trust, then that guy would have never got the property. That property had been in the family for like over 100 years. So when you think somebody's got it all together with their finances, you know, and it's because you probably don't know enough, right? Like my dad, he didn't know enough, right? And because of that, what happened happened. So that's, hope this helps somebody. Um, if it does, go ahead and share. Have a great night. Happy Memorial Day.